Let's talk about click-worthy pins. So these are pins that look good that people are going to want to click through to get to your blog post. Now, this blog is one that I'm reviving. I started it back in May and then I sort of just completely dropped off on it because I was way too busy with my regular job. And now I've been reviving it again. And it's been a mix of two different tools that I've been using that have helped to get it to this point. And it's just continuing to grow. I'll just quickly go into the analytics so that you can see. We're at 126,000 impressions, and the outbound clicks are growing as well. And we'll just look back. A lot of the pins that are actually doing well right now are ones that I created back a couple months ago. And I do think what's also helping is now that I am posting a lot more often. So I'm using two different tools to do this. One is blogtopin, and I showed this one a little bit before, but it just takes your URLs and the pictures that you have on your website already and creates pins for them. It creates pins with text on them, and then it has a Pinterest title and description. And then it picks the best board for it and it automatically posts it for you. So I have absolutely been loving this tool. It's not necessarily my favorite. It is really good. So I do really like this tool. However, I just think the fonts might be a little bit basic, although that might be my fault because I haven't been playing around with the different font options and color options as much as I maybe should be. But for right now, I just like the fact that I have 20 pins going out a day that are just using my own pictures and posting those to Pinterest. Now, the other thing that I'm doing is I'm creating pins with Content Goblin. And I just wanted to talk about that one a little bit because I have absolutely been loving the way that these pins on Content Goblin look. So you can see here, these are some of those pins, like this one especially. I just think it looks so good. The fonts are crazy. You could obviously do all of this in Canva, but the thing is, what makes Content Goblin so great is that trying to find these fonts and finding the way to put the font on there, make it stand out and pop out so that people will want to click through to it is a little bit, it's time consuming. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of, you also have to have a good eye for it. Whereas being able to use a tool like Content Goblin gives you the ability to make a lot of pins really quickly for a single image. So let's take an example of this queso dip. So this is a recipe that my brother came up with, although the pictures are not great, which I've been yelling at him. So we're going through and redoing all these recipes slowly and creating them with our own pictures again, but in better lighting and everything. So this recipe is great. The one thing I guess I'm missing is the jump to the recipe button, but that's okay. People just have to scroll down a little bit and get to the actual recipe down here. But basically, I want to make some pins for this one. So I'll just show you exactly what I do. I take the title. I'm not going to do the how to make, but I'm going to do, let's do queso dip. We'll just take that as our keyword. And then I like to put some sort of qualifier at the beginning of it. So I saw for the example there, it said healthy, but obviously I don't think this one's really healthy, but let's say yummy queso dip. It's pretty simple, but it helps. And then what we're going to do is click on an additional image prompt. Now you can use a little bit any different image prompts that you want to do, but I like putting the main focus should be on the dish because this is a recipe blog and the main focus should absolutely be on the dish. I don't find it necessary to put my domain on there. I personally don't care for those. And then you can also do a negative prompt. So if you want to avoid having it be low quality Or sometimes AI, when you generate images, it just adds random watermarks to it or random text and it doesn't look good. And then you have to go through and either not use the pin entirely or Photoshop it out. I've been having good luck with just not putting anything in there. And then you have the different style types. So I love collage pins, but I like collage pins more for listicles and I like using it for my main blog. And I'm still actually creating all of my pins on Canva for my main blog. But for this recipe blog, I like to use the realistic one. Some of these other ones are good. Like you could do just a general one. I'm not sure exactly what John's style is, but John is the creator of Content Goblin and he has his own style of pin that he likes. And so that's what that is. But for me, I like realistic. And then I always make a few of each different one. So I'm just doing 3 for this one. And let's see what it comes up with. Not bad. I've definitely seen better ones, but I will definitely take this. I really like this one. This one looks really good. The font is really sticking out. And the thing that is especially important for pins to be clicked through to is, I'll just open up quickly. So I have a mix of pins on my other Pinterest account. So I do just like plain text pins, and those are good for saves, I would say. A lot of people like to save ones like this for inspiration for their own boards that they make. But for pins to have a click-through rate or have a good click-through, having text on your pin is so important, especially if it's a listicle, because being able to quantify it means that somebody is going to get more for this pin. They're going to get 24 options versus just one of another one. So writing text on it and getting people to want to click through is extremely important. So that's why I like having text on these recipe ones so that people know exactly what it is. So that is pretty good, but let's see if there's another one that we can find. So let's look at some of our lunch recipes. I know that I recently created those ones, but let's see. Delicious and easy barbecue flatbread. Let's try this one. So let's do, for the title for it, we'll do easy barbecue chicken flatbread. I just don't want it to be too long because then the text sort of takes over, and you do want the text to be very big on pins, but when you have too many words for it, then it takes over too much of the pin. And like I mentioned before, I like having the main focus be on the dish. So I'm just going to change this pin text and keep all the rest of the settings the same and just generate 3 more pins for my Pinterest account. Interesting. So this one kind of messed up actually. It doesn't say BBQ, it just says BQ. But I think these pictures look really good. I like the close-up of this one. This one looks really good to me too. So I'm going to go and just download all of these pins. And I'm debating if I should change this one. Maybe I can. I can change it on Canva. Let's see what we do here. And that's the thing I like about having Canva alongside some of these AI tools, is that it allows you to make changes. Because I have the pro version, I can make changes to the pins using Canva's various AI tools that they already have integrated in it. So I'll just show you what I mean here. So I'm going to, I just want to be able to see it. I think it's this one. So I'm just going to drag that into my images, and then we can just drag it in here, have it fill up. Ooh, these ones are longer. That's kind of unfortunate. I personally prefer longer pins, but now it's not going to be the same size. I wonder if I should change it and do my other size, my longer size. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna do it on this one instead. So I'm just gonna open up a blank one and then use this image on here, and that's perfect. So then what we can do is Canva has different photo editing tools right in it. So I could go in with the magic eraser, the magic grab text is perfect, I think, for this one. Magic edit, magic expand. So let's try the grab text one. and see what happens. Oh, it's gonna do all of it. Never mind. Nope. Let's not do this one. Let's go back and we'll do the magic. Oh no, magic eraser is the one I want. So we can just magic erase this one and then I'll just redo it with a different font. So it's obviously not going to be the same one. It's not going to match it, but that's okay. Instead, we'll just make it our own. But as long as it's spelled correctly, that's what's more important. So the other thing that I love about Canva having these tools like this is that if I wanted to grab the text, let's say I liked this text and I wanted to put it on this pin instead, I could just use Canva's magic grab text feature and then just copy and paste this one right onto it. And I could do that with any of my pins that I have. I think that that's such a great option and it allows you to customize your different photos that you have available. So let's just pick a random font here and it's just going to say barbecue. We'll change it to white. So now that this is white and we can just expand it so that it takes up all of that, but the font here is kind of funky and this one's way too plain. So let's find something that wouldn't be too bad. Maybe if I bold it, let's see. Is that the worst? That's fine, I think, right? It really gets the barbecue out there. So then we're just going to save this page. We save it as a PNG because it keeps all of the color grading the exact same. So that's why I like using that personally. And then I always go to create pin for ad so that I can manually post all of them at the same time. And I don't remember which one it is, so I'm just going to drag them all and then delete whichever one it was that we need to delete. This one. And then we delete this one. And then we have that. So then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get ChatGPT to write our descriptions for us while we are adding the descriptions and titles for everything else. So honestly, you should change your titles there. If you saw that one, it was saved as collage template. Honestly, for keyword research, I should have changed it to easy barbecue chicken flatbread, but I'm just lazy. I don't feel like doing that right now. So I always just ask ChatGPT to write 3, 4, and then I just grab the different blog post titles for it. So we're gonna just copy that part of the title and then we're gonna write 3 for the other one. Now I could go in to pin clicks and get some keywords for these ones, but honestly, I just want to get them up and out and I don't think that they need to be as keyword optimized as possible. ChatGPT does a pretty good job anyways of adding in different ones. So like for instance, I know easy peppermint bark recipe would be a keyword. I'm sure that rich brownie or creamy cheesecake, all of those are keywords as well. So I don't find it necessary to spend hours of keyword research for every single pin. And then I'm just gonna let ChatGPT do its thing while I get the rest of these set up. So we just go back to Pinterest and I'm just going to use the same title that we used for the text on the pin so that they're all matchy. I just feel like it makes the pins just better. Let's do the same one. So yummy queso dip. Perfect. So then we just grab all of these and then we're just going to grab the URLs from our blog post and add those as well. So now I have all of the different descriptions here. So we are just going to copy them. Actually, this one's first. So then we can just put them on here and then we have different options here for our boards. The only thing that will be the same on all of these posts will be the pin title and the pin URL. All of the images are different, all of the descriptions are different, and they will all be posted to different boards as well. So because of that, because they are all unique in that way, I can post them all at the same time and on the same day and not have to worry about hitting any spam filters because they're all different. So let's do this one for a snack idea. And then that last one I did for lunch. So this could also be a dinner recipe. And then we go back to queso and sure, easy food recipes. And then this one can be, do I have any boards about chicken? Not really. I did lunch, I did dinner. Let's just do food recipes for this one too. And then this one can be a, do I have any like spinach dips? Not the same thing. I'm just going through my boards to see where else I can post it. Party apps, that's a great one. So then that can go to that one as well. So then I've posted 6 pins, all pretty much back to back to go up at the same time. But again, it's not an issue because they're all unique and because they're all unique. So we're not going to run into any spam filters. I did the same things with these ones and I'm already getting pin clicks for them, which is great. That is how you make super easy, very clickable pins that look great. I highly recommend Content Goblin and I highly recommend blogtopin if you want to make your Pinterest strategy even easier.